Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to bulletproof your knees and hips. And so I'm going to show you a series of exercises that I do on a consistent basis that really have helped my strength, flexibility and injury prevention in the past. So here they are. So you start with knee taps. This is a really good warm-up exercise, so I'll just tilt the camera down here for a moment. And so what you want to do for these is start off like this with your arms back and bend your legs like that so that you are getting some motion in your knees and hips. And this really helps to open out your hips and maintain that flexibility. And after these ones, so you want to do a fair few reps of these and you'll feel it in your hips if they're tight. And after you do knee taps, a really good exercise is a hip flexor stretch where you're like this and you want to feel it in this hip where you lean forward slightly and raise this arm, which is the same one which your leg is down, and you'll feel a stretch here with your hip if you push forward. And you want to rock forwards and backwards and really stretch up as high as you can. And that's a really good exercise for your hip flexor. If that is too easy for you, I'll show you a progression where you can do the same thing but have your back leg tilted like this and then do that, and you'll feel it in your quad and your hip flexor. And that is one exercise or one stretch that has really helped me open up my hips and gain that flexibility and really stretch my hips ready before a volleyball game or a netball game or an AFL game. And that is one of the best stretches that I've ever done. And what you can do is tilt your foot up like that. Yeah. So if you're feeling in that, that's really good. And if you aren't, then you lean forward a bit more and you feel it more. So I'll just switch over to the other side so they're evenly stretched. And after this exercise, I'm going to show you a great one as well, which helps with your range of motion of your squat and really lubricates your knees. So after that, we want to do just practice with no weight at all, a full range of motion deep squat. So you have your feet hip length apart and just really sit back into that and up again. And if you can't do this, if you're not doing that pain-free, then an alternative which really works your muscles in your knees is backwards walking. If you can get a treadmill with a slope like around 10 or 5%, or just a hill around your house or near you or wherever you're competing. Yeah. So the act of backwards walking really engages those muscles around your knees. And if you try it just 5 minutes a day, your knees will thank you forever. Along with these exercises, there's another one called the ATG split squat that a guy called Knees Over Toes guy really swears by. And it's where you have your knees past your toes, so they're that way of my toes, and you're stretching the hip and the knee joint. And if you do these, it'll really be good for your knees as well. So it's about having, you can do them elevated like that. In my experience, that's what I found to be the best. And make sure your knee is over your toe, because that's where your body isn't used to having that range, but it is an excellent range to have in your squatting. And another warm-up, which is excellent, is wall sits, where you can wall sit past your toes and just do that for 30 seconds or 2 sets, and that is a fantastic way to warm up your muscles in your knees. And that'll work the same thing as backwards walking, but backwards walking would just be easier. And so along with doing this, I urge everyone to try do their max wall sit. It is a really crazy exercise to do. Just like do a wall sit and see how long you can last. I'll post one later on in the next few days, but it is such a great exercise that I've never felt a harder exercise. Maybe the maximum plank, max time, that was pretty hard, but yeah, wall sit is a killer. When you start shaking, it gets good. But anyway, so yeah, knee taps, the ones where your knees are going like that, hip flexor stretch, full range of motion, deep squat, which gets your knees in that motion. You can have just a bumper plate or a plate behind your heel, so your heel is elevated if you don't have that ankle flexibility, and that'll be easier for you. Yeah, thanks for watching. That's all my knee and hip tips and tricks that I've learned.